Hi, I'm Ashley Varga with Ashley Asks, and I'm here with Alena Cruz, who's a sophomore here at Ryder. Alena, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I enjoy spending time with friends, watching movies, like just being goofy and listening to music. But I also love traveling during my free time as well.
So, you like to travel. Where have you been?
I have been to Hawaii, which I feel like that's one of the most interesting states here in the US, but also Dominican Republic and China.
Do you want to elaborate a little more on China? What did you do there?
Well, I went to four cities within 2 weeks. I went to Beijing, Xi'an, Shanghai, and Hong Kong. And it was an incredible experience, and I think I will never forget it.
Did you go to the Great Wall?
Yeah, it was an incredible experience, just like climbing it. Because many people thought it was like one of the seven wonders of the world. I thought it was weird that it wasn't, but I feel like it's such an incredible landscape that it should be one of them.
Did you get any souvenirs to remember or pictures?
Yeah, I got this souvenir that it's like a plaque. It says I climbed the Great Wall, and it has my name engraved on it and the day that I climbed it.
Oh, that's really awesome. Did you get to stay with any families while you were there to experience more of the culture, like the food and, the
I
art?
actually did. I did stay with a family. It was like a homestay for 2 nights or 3 days and 2 nights. And like you got to interact with the family. It had the mother, father, two kids, and the grandmother. And it was so nice. Like I even have a picture with the grandmother because I thought she was so cute. She was the cutest thing ever. She was always there with a smile on our face, with a smile on her face. And if we ever needed problems, she was always there and willing to help. Even though she didn't know that much English, her grandkids were helping her out with us.
You mentioned the Dominican Republic. What do you do while you're there? Because you have family there, but do you only see family or do you go sightseeing?
Well, Republic, I feel like it's my second home because I do have family there, and I used to visit my grandparents' house almost every summer. We stopped during 2008 because, like just money. But I used to go and we used to stay like the entire summer, my brother and I, just to keep up with our heritage and with our native speaking. But instead of just that, because my grandparents live on the countryside, we also visit the city and sightseeing, but also like the fun part of like being on the beach and the resorts.
Now, do you take the culture from the Dominican Republic and from your family and bring it back here with you? Or have you done that in the past to kind of make here feel more like home there?
Yeah, of course. Like I have friends there. I've known them since I was 2. So, and we always keep in touch. And that's how I bring my second home back here to home, and vice versa. Like if they ever need help, like helping them learn English, I always help them. It's funny. Yeah, which I really enjoy as well.
So that's all planned by your family. How did you get the opportunity to go to China? Because that's an incredible opportunity.
Well, I did get a letter from a program. It's called People to People Student Ambassadors, and it's a program made by one of our presidents, Eisenhower, and it was made over 50 years ago, and it's still here today. It's for middle school and high school students, but when I got the opportunity, I went to an information session, and I was really interested, so I applied to it.
And once you apply, are there a certain amount of people that can get in, or does everybody who apply, get to go?
Well, during the whole application process, they look at thousands of students within one specific state, and they choose like 40 kids. So it's like an equal balance between girls and boys. So probably like 20 girls and 20 boys, and they just look at all different characteristics of you. Like, um, are you willing to go to another country or another state and indulge yourself in the culture? Are you physically able to? And your academics, they look at all different factors of you, and then throughout the whole interview process, then they pick you and then they call you. I remember the time they called me, I was so excited that they accepted me because I was like, it's a big accomplishment for someone when I was so young, for a young person at that age.
Did you meet any new friends there? Did you get to go with your friends? How did that work?
I actually went not knowing anyone throughout the process, but each month before our actual trip, they gave us like meetings and meet and greets, so we got to know the people that we were going on the trips with. And then, you get close to them, and I'm still very close with the friends that I've made throughout both my trips.
Oh, that's awesome. So you still
hmm
talk to them
Yeah,
regularly.
yeah. I actually do have a story. I came here to Ryder as a freshman last year, and I had a friend that we just went to watch a show in her room, and her roommate was there, and she had like, I guess, a plaque or something of her high school. I'm like, do you know this girl? She's like, oh my God, she's my best friend. And I actually went on 2 of my trips with her.
Oh, that's really awesome. It's like best of both worlds because you're meeting new people, but you're also meeting people who have a connection to something that you did in the past.
Yeah.
So where else have you been here in the United States?
Well, I think like, like the usual New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Florida. But one of my favorite ones was just Hawaii.
That's awesome. What did you do in Hawaii?
I went to 2 of the big islands. I went to Oahu and Hawaii, which is the big island.
Did you do any like scuba diving or sightseeing? I don't.
Yeah, I did snorkeling, and I was really excited about that because I love the water. Like, it's just so much fun. And we saw, like, we were on the boat. We didn't actually get to swim with the dolphins, but we did see them from afar, and it was the coolest thing ever.
How's the food in Hawaii?
It's really good. Like, I actually went, like, one night, one of our last nights there. Our teachers, and, like, our leaders, they took us out to a fun place, like, our last farewell dinner, and we went to the Hard Rock, and it was fun.
Did you go with your school, or was this another organization?
It's the same organization.
Oh, that's awesome.
The people to people, yeah.
So do they take you to places outside of like the United States,
and
obviously?
Outside and inside. You can do domestic trips and international ones. So I did one of each.
That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you plan on traveling in the future?
I really want to go to Europe and South America and Australia.
The Olympics are going to be in Rio.
I know.
Would you go to them if tickets are still available?
Of course I would. I think that would be awesome. Like all the beautiful bright colors in Rio, the dancing, the carnival, and that sounds great.
Where do you plan on going in Europe?
I really want to go to Spain, Italy, London. Well, London's in England, and Greece.
That's awesome. Do you want to see like the sights in London, like Big Ben, and in Paris you have the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, those are all on my bucket list.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been to California? Because that's like a really well-known state to travel to.
Technically, no. I've been there for a layover, but I don't feel like it counts. I'm actually planning a trip to California, hopefully, for this summer.
Oh, really? Do you want to elaborate more on that?
Yeah, like I have a friend here that we got really close, and she's from California, and she was like, you can come out for the summer, and I'll show you around. I'm like, that would be awesome.
Where do you want to go the most in California? Because it has so many amazing landmarks.
Mm-hmm. I really want to go to San Francisco, which is in the north, and then LA, that area in the south. And I feel like if I planned a 2-week trip, I feel like I can accomplish that.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see yourself living anywhere that you've traveled to? Because I know for me, I go to Washington, D.C. all of the time, and I would live there in a heartbeat. Is it like that for you?
I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure at this point in my life if I want to stay in New Jersey or move out to a different state or country, so to say, but I'm keeping my options open after graduation.
What inspires you the most from the places that you've traveled, like culture-wise? Is it the food, the art, the clothes? You know, what inspires you the most?
I think it's just the people in the atmosphere because you get to learn so much about just having a one-on-one conversation. Or also the landmarks and the architecture tells you so much about their history and their past and their future and what's to come.
Have you met a lot of new people from traveling?
Mm-hmm.
Do they explain their culture and their side of what it's like to not live in the U.S. or what it's like to live in a certain part of the U.S.?
Yeah. I like hearing stories about that because I get to compare my life with theirs, which is very cool and interesting because, like, being on we all live on the same planet, but our lives can be completely different.
Have you ever thought about traveling to Australia?
Yeah.
Except for the flight, right?
Yeah, 17 hours. I mean, like, China was 14, but 17 is a really long. It's almost a day.
What do you do on a plane for that long?
Well, big planes like that with long flights, they usually have your own TV. So, like, they have different channels, but then after that, you get bored. So I'll just listen to music or read and sleep.
Oh my gosh, I would sleep all of the time.
Yeah.
I do that now and I don't even travel that much. Anyway, do you have any interesting stories from anybody that you've met? Quick story.
I do have a story from Hawaii.
Actually, we'll save that for next time.
Okay.
This is Ashley S. I'm Ashley Varga and I was just talking to Alena Cruz. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And that's all for today. I'll see you next time.